So, this is going to be a little more focused review, and when I say focused, not so much a review. This is going to be more like me talking about, more about one specific thing that pissed me off in RWBY, in the last episode of RWBY, and that was the second pointless death of, pointless second death of Penny Polendina. And, yeah. So, out of all the pointless deaths in that episode, and trust me, there is a lot, Watts just burns to death. I guess Penny's dad and Maria are also dead. Ironwood's dead. Yeah. If this way, like, seriously, if Necron and Blackhand existed in this universe, they'd be like, yes, oh, Black Lanterns, yeah. So, the big thing that pissed me off was, of course, Penny's second death, and I'm pretty sure everyone is not okay with it. I know someone personally who is very not okay with it, and the last name in his YouTube name is 2011. So, yeah. Now, one of the things I touched on, well, didn't touch on much, but I'll bring it up here, is that I've always said, and much people have said before, is that RWBY feels more like it's trying to do shock value over story, and that's what a lot of these deaths are. Don't misunderstand that, yeah, there can be character deaths. You are permitted in your story to kill characters off. Look at George R.R. Martin. That man is a goddamn goddamn genocidal maniac in his books. But the thing is that there has to be a reason why these characters die. They can't just be for shock value. You could make the argument that Pyrrha's death was in the previous volumes was a story-driven thing, but at the same time, like, you can't really explain half the other deaths, especially, like, Jacques' death, which just happens. Watts' death just happens. Because that's the thing, is that it feels now like in recent RWBY volumes, is that when these characters serve a purpose, and when that purpose is done, there's no need for them, so you just kill them off. It's almost like they can't juggle, they have to, like, keep cutting down on characters just so, A, for shock value to get people talking, which, trust me, they are, or B, you just don't want a big cast. This is one of the things of why I touched on with why I think there should be a RWBY spin-off, so maybe you could get, like, more writing staff, you know, divided, well, not so much divided, but more like characters can grow. RWBY is a big enough universe that you could make spin-off shows with other characters if you wanted to. But the problem is you want to make it too big of a show, and now that just feels like that's what they're doing. And getting back to the pointless shock value deaths, what did Penny's death in here really do? Nothing, because her whole purpose was giving the Winter Maiden powers to Winter. And that was something that I touched on, was that if you just wanted Winter to be the Winter Maiden from the get-go, you didn't have to kill Penny. You didn't even have to give her the Maiden powers. You could have just given her the Maiden powers at the end of Volume 7, like you were building up to the whole goddamn show. You were building up to Winter being the next Winter Maiden, and then suddenly you just give it off to Penny, and then you're like, oh, well, that was a mistake. Here, let's kill Penny off, and just kill Penny and give Winter the Maiden powers now. That makes sense. And while looking back, I did the whole, you know, typical RWBY hater thing of saying they're ruining Monty's vision. And yeah, that was just me caught up in the moment. I'm sorry about that. But I do stand by the writing part of what I said. We cannot keep using the excuse of the show has been going down since Monty Orm's death. And yes, Monty's passing was sad, and I'm not going to deny that. And it did take a hit in the show. It was very evident in the several volumes, but it's been a while, and you can't keep making that excuse anymore. And I'll tell you why. Because I've seen characters characters from writers who have passed on and be taken by new writers to take into new levels. A perfect example of this is Green Lantern. Green Lantern's creator had retired from writing comics and was literally a nothing character for a while. And then along comes a dude named Jeff Johns, who literally made Green Lantern what he is today. Like, everything that we take from Green Lantern comes from Jeff Johns. The dude, he never created that character. He never made Green Lantern. But he was a new writer who took a previous character and other characters and built them and built up the mythos and everything. That's literally, like I said, that's literally like saying, you know, Fantastic Four, these writers aren't good. The Fantastic Four hasn't been good since Jack Kirby has been around, since Jack Kirby was gone. Who Jack Kirby had retired years before his passing. But Fantastic Four had gotten in the hand, and other characters that he had helped to create from Marvel and DC had been taken to new levels by other writers over the years, you know? So, as far as I'm concerned, that's no longer, the whole excuse of, well, these writers aren't as good as Monty. If they're not good, then fire them. That's what you do in a business. If the writing isn't good, you fire them. You fire them and get somebody new. But it doesn't feel like Rooster Teeth wants to do that. That, or they don't want to put the budget in. I don't know which is which. So going back to what I was talking about with Penny, is that with Penny, we did this huge character change of her losing her robot body and getting a human body, and that could have opened up whole new levels of storytelling, because Penny, one of the things she wanted to be was human, but she never got the chance to really explore that. All she's like, yay, hugs are warm, and that was it. You could have done an amazing story in the next volume of Penny learning to be human, like, oh, I get hungry, oh, I need to use the bathroom, oh, these are new feelings and I don't like these emotions, it's really bad. Like, you could have her experiencing emotions. Perfect example of a machine becoming human or human-like is Data. You could have literally done a Data-type story, or a story like The Vision, or Red Tornado. Actually, yeah, Red Tornado's the better one, because he did become human for a short time, and done a version of that type of storytelling with Penny, where she's basically like, I like these emotions, but they hurt at the same time. I don't understand. But no, 2 episodes later, you literally you kill her off. You kill her off with none of her friends there. So literally, RWBY is there because, I guess, fuck you, Nuts and Dolts fans. Yeah, but Jean's there. That's okay, Jean's there. And now he's lost on an island with a bunch of women. That's literally a fanfiction waiting to happen. I'm pretty sure there are M-rated fanfictions of that out there, by the way. I am very goddamn certain that's the case. But that's my problem, is that you literally threw away all this potential new storytelling. You didn't even have to kill Penny to make her the Winter Maiden. But no, you screwed up on, not making Winter the Maiden, previous season, but you're like, you wanted to retcon that by saying, oh, well, if they wanted Winter to be the Winter Maiden, I guess we'll just kill Penny off and give her the powers. You didn't need to do that. That's what I'm saying. You didn't even need to kill... Because if I'm not mistaken, and maybe I'm just blocking a lot of stuff out of RWBY of just how angry it's been making me, you didn't need to kill her at all. You could have just had a scene where Penny finds Winter and transfers the powers to her. You couldn't have done that? You had to kill her? Okay. Okay. And you had to kill her off again so soon. She just came back in Volume 7. But no, you wanted a shocking death. It's not like you did that already with Ironwood, Jacques, and Watts. And possibly Penny's dad, too. You had to go the extra fucking mile to do that. You had to really kill them all. You really had to, just really dig the knife, didn't you? Anyway. So, that's my problem. That is the big problem right there, is that you had so much story potential right there with Penny being human, and you just brought her back. You just brought her back, and now you double kill her. That's a insult to the fans, by the way. That is very insulting to your fan base, of being like, hey, we're bringing back a fan favorite character, and now we're making her human, and now there's so much story potential here. And, what does Penny think of, emotions, or what does she think about feeling? What does she feel about pain? What does she feel about, how, needing to eat. You could have done all of that. But instead you chose, nah, that's too hard, kill her. It's like they realize, like, 2 episodes, like, I don't want to write a story where a robot becomes human. What do I look like? That guy who created iRobot? Nah, let's kill her. That's how I almost feel like it went down. That's literally how I almost feel like it went down in the writing staff. Anyway. But watch this. They'll bring her back 2 volumes later because of fan backlash, and then bring her back, and then literally kill her again for a 3rd time, because Penny is now officially going to be called Kenny Polendina. Anyway, so yeah, this is a review I wanted to do where it was me not shouting as much, but there was some anger. There's still some anger. So you guys tell me in the comments below, how did you guys feel about Penny's death? Well, actually, I don't need to know. I already have a feeling that you guys are just as pissed off as I am. So, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.